Picture this: you're sifting through a jar of old coins, casually inspecting each one as you go. Then you come across a penny from 1973. At first glance, it looks like just another ordinary coin from the past. However, what if I told you that some 1973 pennies have been sold for as much as $24,000? Yes, you heard that right, $24,000. If you're a coin enthusiast or a collector, this could be the hidden treasure you've been waiting to discover. The 1973 1-cent coin may seem like a simple piece of American currency, but there's more to it than meets the eye. It's not just the age of the coin that makes it valuable, it's the condition, the rarity, and even the presence of errors that make this penny a prized possession. So, let's take a deeper dive into the history of the 1973 penny, and why this small coin can be worth so much. First, let's talk about the design of the 1973 penny. The coin features the famous image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, which has been part of the penny design since 1909. On the reverse, you'll find the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which graced the back of the penny from 1959 until 2008. It's a design that we're all familiar with, but while the image itself may seem familiar, it's the variations in the way the coin was minted that can make a 1973 penny exceptionally valuable. The year 1973 wasn't one of the most groundbreaking years in U.S. coinage history, but that doesn't mean there weren't some interesting things going on at the U.S. Mint. For example, the 1973 penny was struck in a time when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins every year to meet the demands of an expanding economy. Most of these pennies were released into circulation, where they were used, worn down, and faded over time. However, the 1973 pennies that were stored away, never used in circulation, or that survived in pristine condition, have become rare and valuable collector's items. One of the biggest factors that can increase the value of a 1973 penny is its condition. If a penny is well preserved and has been carefully stored away, it could fetch far more than just its face value. Uncirculated pennies, those that have never been used or have only been lightly handled, are especially valuable to collectors. These coins have retained their original luster and are considered in mint condition, which means they have no signs of wear or discoloration. A 1973 penny in perfect, uncirculated condition could be worth far more than you might expect, especially when compared to the large number of pennies that have been damaged or worn over the years. But condition alone isn't the only thing that can make a 1973 penny valuable. There's also the possibility of minting errors, which can make certain pennies extraordinarily rare. Coin collectors go wild for minting errors because they can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a one-of-a-kind piece of history. Common minting errors found on the 1973 penny include double strikes, where the coin is struck twice by the press, creating a blurry or overlapping image. There are also off-center strikes, where the design of the coin is misaligned and part of the penny's image is missing. These errors occur when the coins aren't properly lined up during the minting process, making them highly unusual and collectible. Another error that can increase the value of the 1973 penny is a die crack. This happens when a crack appears on the die used to strike the coin, and the crack leaves a visible mark on the coin. Die cracks can vary in size and shape, and they give the coin a unique look. Coins with these types of errors are often referred to as error coins, and they can be worth significantly more than regular pennies from the same year. Now that you know what makes a 1973 penny special, you may be wondering just how much one could be worth. While most 1973 pennies are still worth just 1 cent, certain examples, especially those with minting errors or in pristine condition, can fetch a pretty penny, no pun intended. Some rare 1973 pennies, particularly those with double strikes or die cracks, have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. In fact, the highest recorded sale of a 1973 penny reached an astounding $24,000. That's right, this small, seemingly insignificant coin can be worth a small fortune if you happen to find one with the right attributes. If you're lucky enough to find a 1973 penny in your collection or your pocket change, it's important to inspect it carefully. Look for any signs of minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks. Even if there are no obvious errors, take a close look at the coin's condition. A penny that has been kept in excellent condition, free of wear and damage, is still likely to be worth more than one that has been heavily circulated. If you do find a 1973 penny that you suspect might be valuable, it's a good idea to have it appraised by a professional numismatist. These experts can give you a precise evaluation of the coin's worth and determine whether it has any rare characteristics that make it stand out among the thousands of other pennies produced that year. In conclusion, the 1973 United States 1-cent coin may seem like just another penny, but it has the potential to be worth far more than its face value. Whether it's in pristine condition or it has a rare minting error, the 1973 penny is a valuable find for any coin collector. With the right combination of rarity, condition, and error, these pennies can fetch extraordinary prices. The highest known sale for a 1973 penny with a minting error reached $24,000, making it clear that even the most modest coins can hold incredible value. So, the next time you come across a 1973 penny, take a moment to examine it closely. You might just be holding a coin that's worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 2. Imagine you're flipping through a jar of old pennies, and you come across a 1974 1-cent coin. At first, you might not think much of it. After all, it's just a penny, right? But wait, what if that seemingly ordinary penny could be worth something far more than its 1-cent face value? What if that 1974 penny you've just found is worth thousands of dollars? Yes, it's true. Some of these coins, with their subtle imperfections or rare conditions, can fetch an astonishing price in the world of coin collecting. A well-preserved, error-free, or rare 1974 penny could be worth as much as $25,000. That's right, $25,000. And now, let's take a deeper look at why this particular penny, minted in 1974, could end up being worth so much more than you'd expect. To understand its value, we need to first consider the history behind the coin. 1974 was a significant year in American history. The United States was in the middle of a turbulent time politically, and the economy was facing challenges. Despite these factors, the U.S. Mint continued to produce billions of pennies, many of which ended up circulating widely in everyday transactions. So, why are some 1974 pennies considered valuable? The answer lies in several key factors: its condition, rarity, and the possibility of minting errors. Most of the 1974 pennies that were produced are no different from any other coin you'd find in your pocket change today. They were worn down over time through circulation and eventually became tarnished or damaged. But that's not the case for every penny. Some of these coins escaped circulation, remained in excellent condition, and were carefully preserved by collectors. These well-kept pennies are often worth far more than their face value. If you come across a 1974 penny that appears to be in almost perfect condition, unscathed by wear or damage, then you could be holding a small fortune in your hand. Uncirculated coins are particularly sought after by collectors. These pennies, often kept in pristine, mint condition, have never been in circulation and are free from any signs of wear or aging. These coins can command much higher prices than their counterparts that have been used and worn down by everyday transactions. However, condition isn't the only factor that determines the value of a 1974 penny. Some 1974 pennies are considered rare because they contain minting errors. Minting errors are imperfections that occur during the production process, and these errors can make an otherwise ordinary penny extraordinarily valuable. There are a variety of minting errors that can occur, but some are more sought after than others. One of the most common errors that collectors look for in 1974 pennies is the double strike. This occurs when the coin is struck twice by the press, leading to overlapping images or a blurry design. Double-struck coins are highly desirable because they are so rare. The more dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin. If you happen to find a 1974 penny with a double strike, you could be holding a coin that's worth far more than its face value. Another type of error that can increase the value of a 1974 penny is an off-center strike. This happens when the penny is misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to shift. As a result, part of the coin's image is missing or incomplete. Off-center coins are rarer than regular pennies and are highly prized by collectors, especially those with a significant misalignment. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. Die cracks are another minting error that can add value to a 1974 penny. A die crack occurs when the die used to strike the coin becomes cracked, leaving a visible line on the coin's surface. While not as rare as double strikes or off-center errors, die cracks still make a coin more interesting to collectors and can increase its worth, especially if the crack is large or extends across the coin's design. So, how much could a 1974 penny actually be worth? While most 1974 pennies are still worth just 1 cent, the rarer coins, those in excellent condition or with significant minting errors, can command much higher prices. Some 1974 pennies with minting errors have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. The highest known sale of a 1974 penny reached an incredible $25,000. That's a staggering amount for a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent. If you're wondering how to tell if your 1974 penny could be worth more than its face value, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, examine the condition of the coin. If it looks like it's never been used, it might be an uncirculated coin that has been carefully stored away. Second, check for any minting errors. Look for signs of double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks. If you spot any of these, you could be holding a rare, valuable coin. It's important to note that even if you don't see any obvious errors, a 1974 penny in excellent condition could still be worth more than face value, especially to collectors who specialize in this type of coin. If you think your penny might be worth more than you originally thought, it's a good idea to have it appraised by a professional numismatist and expert in coins and currency. They can assess the coin's condition, rarity, and value, and give you an accurate estimate of what it might be worth. In conclusion, the 1974 1-cent coin might look like just another penny to the untrained eye, but it has the potential to be worth a lot more. Whether it's a well-preserved, uncirculated coin or one with a rare minting error like a double strike, off-center strike, or die crack, the 1974 penny can be a valuable asset for collectors. The highest sale for a 1974 penny with a minting error reached $25,000, proving that even the most modest coins can hold incredible value. So, the next time you come across a 1974 penny, take a closer look. You never know. You might just have a coin worth a small fortune. Top 3 then, out of nowhere, you find a 1975 1-cent coin. At first glance, it seems like just another penny, maybe a little worn from decades of handling. But here's the catch, that seemingly ordinary penny could be worth a lot more than you think. In fact, a 1975 1-cent coin could potentially sell for as much as $22,000. Yes, that's $22,000, and no, it's not a typo. You might be wondering, what makes a 1975 penny so valuable? After all, millions of these coins were produced by the US Mint, and most of them ended up circulating for years, getting worn out and faded. So how could one single penny be worth so much? The answer lies in a combination of factors: rarity, condition, and even the presence of minting errors. Let's explore what makes the 1975 penny so special and how certain versions of it became sought-after collector's items. To start, the 1975 penny carries the classic design that most of us recognize instantly. On the obverse, it features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been part of the penny since it was first introduced in 1909. On the reverse, you'll see the familiar image of the Lincoln Memorial, which appeared on the back of the penny from 1959 to 2008. While this design is iconic, what sets the 1975 penny apart from others is what happened during its production at the US Mint. Most of the 1975 pennies produced are just like any other coin from that year. They were used in daily transactions and eventually became worn with age. However, it's the rare examples that were preserved in excellent condition or contain unique minting errors that have caught the attention of collectors and numismatists. The most valuable 1975 pennies are those that have remained in nearly mint condition. Uncirculated coins, coins that have not been used in circulation and have been carefully preserved, are highly sought after in the coin collecting world. These coins retain their original luster, shine, and clarity, making them much more valuable than coins that have been passed through thousands of hands and worn down over time. If you happen to stumble upon a 1975 penny that looks nearly brand new, it could be worth far more than just 1 cent, but condition alone doesn't tell the whole story. Another major factor that can boost the value of a 1975 penny is the presence of minting errors. Minting errors happen when the coins are produced incorrectly, and these imperfections can make certain coins extremely rare and valuable. In the world of coin collecting, error coins are considered treasures, and many collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. Some of the most valuable 1975 pennies have been sold for thousands of dollars at auctions, largely because of these rare errors. One of the most sought-after errors found on the 1975 penny is the double strike. This occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the minting press, causing the design to overlap or become blurry. The result is a coin that looks slightly off, with images that may appear doubled or misaligned. A double strike is a fascinating error for collectors because it's rare and makes the coin unique. If you find a 1975 penny with a noticeable double strike, you could have a small fortune on your hands. Another error that can make a 1975 penny valuable is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, resulting in a design that is shifted to one side. Depending on how much of the design is misaligned, an off-center strike can create a coin that is both visually striking and incredibly rare. If your 1975 penny has an off-center strike, it could be worth far more than its face value. There are also other, more subtle errors that can increase the value of a 1975 penny. For example, a die crack can form during the minting process if the die used to stamp the design onto the coin becomes cracked. These cracks can leave visible lines or imperfections on the coin, and while not as dramatic as double strikes or off-center errors, they still make the coin unique and collectible. A 1975 penny with a die crack can fetch a higher price than an ordinary coin from that year. When it comes to determining the exact value of a 1975 penny, it all depends on the coin's condition and any errors it may contain. While most 1975 pennies are still worth just 1 cent, coins that are in excellent condition or have rare minting errors can command thousands of dollars. A well-preserved 1975 penny, especially one with a notable minting error, has the potential to sell for much more than face value. Now, you may be wondering how much these rare 1975 pennies can actually be worth. The answer varies depending on the specific coin and its characteristics, but some of the highest-priced 1975 pennies with minting errors have sold for incredible amounts. The highest known price for a 1975 penny with an error was $22,000. That's right, $22,000 for a coin that, in theory, started out worth just 1 cent. If you happen to find a 1975 penny in your collection, it's worth taking the time to inspect it closely. Look for signs of minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks. Also, pay attention to the coin's condition. If it looks almost brand new and hasn't been worn down by circulation, it could be a valuable find. In the world of coin collecting, every penny counts, but the 1975 1-cent coin stands out as a particularly valuable and sought-after item. Whether it's in pristine condition or has a rare minting error, a 1975 penny could be worth much more than you ever expected. So, if you find one tucked away in your old coin jar or hidden in your pocket change, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of American history that's worth a small fortune, $22,000 to be exact.